As you come in, could you please type in the chat as to where you're joining from? Just type your city in the Teams chat itself, please. Where are you joining us from? If you can just put that in the Teams chat. Thank you. Where are you joining us from? Yes. All right. We got Peter joining us from Reading. Got Christoph joining us from Dansk. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Christoph. What is this? We got Sheila at Royal Oak, where it's 47 Fahrenheit and it's 11 in the morning. So you're in the same time zone as me. I'm based out here in New Jersey, and I'm just going to put my response over here as well. Anyone who just joined us, if you can just type in the chat as to where you are joining us from, that would be splendid. And just let us know which city you're joining us from. That's all you need to type in the chat. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Laks Narayan. I'm a co-founder and CEO here at Streamalive. And this is going to be a very, very fast-paced demo. The objective is to move you one step forward in your journey with Streamalive and just show you the possibilities of how we can make so many live sessions so much more interesting. And this feature is one of my favorite ones. It's classic opener, icebreaker at a lot of sessions is where are you joining from, what's the time, what's the weather, and we can do that automatically with Stream Alive, where I can say, hey Duncan, thanks for joining us from Shillong, where it's 59.8, almost 60 Fahrenheit, that's 15 centigrade, and it's about 9:30 in the evening. And thank you so much for joining us so late in your evening, and delighted to have you over here. I could also make this in different formats. So I could make this like a globe, and I could have a lot of fun with this, literally spinning the world around like a beach ball. And like I did before, clicking and talking to Duncan or talking to other people who joined us from different parts of the world, right? So this is one of my favorite features. It's called Magic Maps. You're going to go through a bunch of features. In fact, very quickly, lay of the land today, I'm going to introduce this whole Streamer Live inside of PowerPoint. We're going to spend most time in that. We should demo that for about 15 minutes roughly. And then I'll switch tracks to show you our web application, which is really what we're bringing into PowerPoint over here. We will run a sample presentation that we'll create from scratch in all of less than 2 minutes based on a topic that you provide. And I will ask you for that a little later in this presentation. We will also talk about how you plan for interactions, how you analyze interactions. We look at some of the plugins, and at the end, I'll tell you how I connected this in less than 15 seconds to connect my Stream Alive instance with Microsoft Teams. I can't show it to you right now because that would mean I disconnect, and I don't want to disconnect from it at this point. So again, quick thing on this presentation. Whoops. Let me go back here. Let me just got too many windows open here, but here's the bad news. I've got 16 slides I'm going to take you through. The good news is I'm going to speak on only 8 of those slides. So if you look at the slides, some of them have a blue background. Slides 1, 3, 5, 7, every odd numbered slide has a blue background, and that's just a visual reference for you to know that these are slides where I'm going to be asking you a question and literally having a conversation. The even slides 2, 4, 6, 8 are plain old vanilla PowerPoint slides where I'm going to be talking. The good news is they're very sparse on text, so we'll be speaking pretty fast, and we'll go through this entire conversation of a presentation in about 15 minutes or less. Right. So let's get started. We kicked it off with this interaction where I asked you where you're joining from. And thank you again for being so participative in it. And this is, like I said, one of my favorite features, Magic Maps, right? This is our philosophy. Those of you who are new to Stream Alive might not have heard of it, but our belief is we need to unmute the audience. It's fine to unmute the audience literally when you have 3 or 4 people in the room, but when you have 10 people or 15 people, all hands, trainings, webinars, it's impossible to unmute the audience. And that's what we enable with Stream Alive, unmuting the audience through chat so that it feels like a conversation instead of a monologue. And Stream Alive is a web application. Most of our users, 1,000+ users, thousands of users, use it on the web application. And what we're showing you here is our latest manifestation, which is running all of that inside of PowerPoint, inside of a PowerPoint slide, so that PowerPoint is truly transformed. Because if you think of it, it's 38 years since PowerPoint launched, and ever since then, we've been making one-way presentations. Right? 38 years of going talk, 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 and that's what we want to change. And that's why we're very, very excited about this add-in that we have inside of PowerPoint. Right. So before I just had a couple of quick questions, but here's one of my first questions for you. So I want to make sure I address it for the folks in the room. So how familiar are you with Stream Alive? If you've never seen it in action, type the number 1 in the Teams chat. Again, most important thing here is I don't have to give you an instruction manual to participate. I just ask you to put it in the chat. And Duncan over here has typed 3, 4, 5, and that's why all those 3 have come alive. So if you've never seen it in action, type the number 1. If you've seen it as an audience, never as a presenter, type the number 2, and so on. All right. Just 1 second. There we are. So we got Peter and Duncan who've used our web application. And give me 1 second, folks. I think we have a thing with the custom streaming here. There might be a bug in the stream. I'm just going to check on that. And heads up, it might stop. If it stops streaming, I hope you join us for one of the future live streams we do. We're just experimenting with streaming this entire thing into Restream and sending it